Hey guys, welcome back to the English coverage of the ESWC. Is that right?
That's right.
ESWC Cup for Shootmania. So we've got Avant versus Dignitas as the next match, and we'll very soon have this match starting. They just all got into the server now, so we're just waiting for them to all ready up. So we've seen last game Avant went against. Who did they go against? Sorry, Wabbit.
What's that? Sorry.
Who did Avant go against last game?
They were against.
Caron.
They were against.
Very hard to pronounce. Caron 3.
Cavants, that's right.
Caron 3. So they went against Caron. Caron ultimately beat them in 2 rather swift rounds. So we're just hoping to see Avant show us some good stuff against Dignitas to hopefully keep themselves in to qualify for the tournament for tomorrow. So got the game starting now. So
there we go. So Team Dignitas are actually starting their attack round, and it looks like the attacking order is starting off with Kawa, then Garde, then Frantic, and for Avant we see again Injet, and when the screen comes back I can double check, Slimps and Shrandy. So starting us off is actually not Team Dignitas, it's Injet from Avant.
So we got Frantic taking that forward position there. Everybody on Dignitas taking really forward positions here, really offensive. They don't want to let them get through into that back area, so they really push this person back. And he's already on 1 health because they've got so much fire coming in from every angle. Oh, lovely shot there. He just caught him. Only a half a second was he vulnerable, but that was all Inject needed to really take him out. So we've got Inject just trying to run around, trying to bring people to be a slightly bit more vulnerable, just to cause them to be off by a few seconds. So we saw him take that shot, and then Garde and Frantic instantly knew, right, he's a little bit more vulnerable, to go out for him. So see Frantic trying to go straight for that flag and getting a nice shot in there. So we got everybody on Dignitas, 1 rocket each. Lovely teamwork. Managed to deny Inject that first attack round.
I'm wondering whether Injet was actually ready for Team Dignitas to take forward positions, because most teams do actually take back positions, like the higher position above the rail pad, either the archway or the spawn, and the hill at the back. So it looks like we see a mixture with these teams. And Kawa already taken 2 hits, 1 from the laser and 1 from Sims as well. So he's desperate to try and take out the guy in the rail, and unfortunately misses the shot, and Injet does eliminate him as well. So yeah, very difficult, especially for Kawa, when he just gets hit hits twice right so early on, and now you got to try and deal with the guy in the rail.
Yeah, going around that side, you make yourself very vulnerable to that rail, especially if you've taken 2 hits. You've taken 2 hits and you've only got 1 armor. You can't risk being in front of that rail, so he had to take it out or die, and he ultimately did die. So we've got Slimps just trying to get a shot on the defender up the top there. So everybody in Dignitas, they're taking multiple backwards positions. They got fire coming in from everywhere. Garde coming up into a really offensive position after Garde's already got 2 shots, and he gets the 3rd shot. All 3 done to Garde there. Really good play by Garde. He just managed to sort of catch Slimps off guard by that archway. So I don't think Slimps expected him to be under that offensive position.
Yeah, and Slimps, what he did is he actually pushed to the side to counter to what Dignitas were actually playing, the positions they were playing on. Garde just did a lovely shot and Injet there, nice headshot. There's still the 3 armor left. And yeah, but unfortunately Slimpy actually just doesn't manage to get his positioning right in the center and just got caught by all the defenders and surrounded completely. So we've got Garde here kind of sneaking about, trying to get a shot at the defender. Yes, he does take out Shrandy. And now he only has 1 defender left. It's looking really good for him, unless Simps can actually deliver a triple tap here by the pole. He's got to try and work his way to the pole first.
Got 3 armor on Garde. He knows to hold his fire because That's it. He just wants either the perfect shot, or he wants Slimps to just know that he can't go out from that place. Because if Slimps got to that pole, it was possible for him to hold him off. But while he was so far away from that pole, all Garde had to do was stand on it, tank rockets while he had 3 armor. Certainly not going to kill Garde in the time it takes to capture that pole. So really good play by Garde after he got those 2 kills.
And for Garpe's side as well, I mean, like, if he missed that shot, that would give Slimps the chance to move forward to the pole and probably defend it as well.
Yeah.
But Garpe didn't want to take that chance, so...
Taking a little bit of fire over there for that vulnerable player in that back area. He's the most vulnerable player is probably Garpe in this particular comp. Just because he's running around this little archway here. So he does have to make himself vulnerable for several seconds while he runs between each of those archways. So you saw Shranny fail to hit that shot on Garpe, but you see that vulnerable position, he did get taken down. But fortunately, Garpe's teammates, Frantic and Koa, put enough pressure on and did manage to get rockets from those different angles in. So Garpe's death was not in vain. His team are now up 1 attacking round, and they've also managed to secure that defensive round.
That's right. The score is 1-4 as well, so it may look like Dignitas have actually got a big lead, but this is Frantic's attack now, and if he doesn't manage to get this, the score will be 2-4, so it'll be still 1 attack right above, like you said, like Xeiom said. Now Frantic's desperately trying to get a shot, and he does manage to get a nice shot on Shrandy with a little jump and get the height advantage and do a little headshot. Now he's going to do some cool movement skills. Now he knows the defender on the rail, he has to be quite careful. Defender might have dropped down.
That lovely little jump back there, but it was very risky. If you fail that and you fall into those things, you instantly cannot win the game anymore. Because you cannot jump out of those green pads. So you get all the shots on Frantic. He came down there thinking he was going to be able to capture that pole, but ultimately he was surrounded by those 2 people. He could have just done a little bit more dancing, but he decided to try to jump down. He just jumped down the wrong time, and we saw Avant clean him up. So they're going 2-4. Only one attack round in favor of Dignitas currently. So there's everything to play for here. All Avant needs is 1 attack round, and they'll be completely equal with Dignitas for potentially taking this map. So a lovely shot there. Koa just comes out, pops his head out for half a second, and Inject knew exactly where he was going to be. He knew that guy was going to look for him, so he just took that shot, managed to get it successful. So unfortunately, Inject just took the rocket from Frantic and Garpe, just trying to look for a vulnerable position. Garpe just constantly running around that archway, trying to give him as little of opportunity as possible, but showing himself enough to get those rockets out. Cause pressure to be on Inject. There's only 1 armor left. Even if he runs for this pole, it's going to be a massive risk. You see Garpe coming in for the ultra offensive run through there, as he knew Frantic was in place behind him to keep the pole covered. So Garpe's assault would put too much pressure on Inject for him to actually capture and succeed. So got Koa attacking now. He's decided to go around the left, so you can see all that pre-fire coming in from Avant. They're expecting this play. Oh, lovely! Koa just got a lovely shot on Inject. Made himself slightly too vulnerable. Same thing we saw with Garpe just happened there. They run straight around that hill, knowing that the defender from that top area is not there. So we can see a lovely cleanup by Koa there as he's secured a lead for Dignitas to 2 attack rounds. So they're definitely ahead now, Dignitas.
Yeah, I guess Avant were not ready for that attack round. That was brilliant, strong attack by Koa. And there's Slims in chat just going, eek. Wasn't expecting them to play that well. So we did hear that Dignitas were rusty in the beginning, but now they've fully warmed up now. They're ready to play.
So just you can see Slimps trying to make a few shots on that at the defender up at that top area there. Not quite making them, then trying to do a few jumps, and he's ultimately not quite got the jumps off and wasted a little bit of time. But he's pulled it back, he's got 1 kill, and he's at the pole, so he's in a good position to defend. So all he needs to do is just wait for that to come up and tank it. Oh, he managed to just get clutch rockets from Dignitas, just sort of stopped him being able to get that pole. It was really, really close play. All he needed to do was just be able to shoot 1 of them. He probably would have got that. So unfortunate for
that's
him.
right. But he did try to stay at the pole because, you know, if you leave the pole, that gives a chance for the defenders to actually push through the pole and defend it. So he wanted to keep that position and hold it but it was quite difficult with the position he was at because he had both defenders, one in front of him, one behind him. Oh, we have actually a defender pushing forward. I think that's... I'm not sure who that is actually, and he's probably moved back to position now.
You see Garde doing the same stuff that Slimps was on his attacking round, and to the same success, didn't actually get any kills, and now he's behind, so he's taken 2 rocket hits. Garde's only 1 rocket hit, and he's got that laser. That laser only needs to see him for a second, and could easily kill him, especially when you've got your allies pinging you. So there you go, rockets coming in. Nice coordination for Avant, getting rockets into all the different areas. Garde had no choice but to take that rocket and die at the end.
That's right. Very, very difficult to recover from that, especially when you've taken two rockets already, or a rocket and a laser in that case, and or was that 2 lasers? I don't know. Can't remember fully, but very difficult from that side of the hill, and you got to try and climb up the hill with defenders all surrounding you, and that's a little tricky. Now defenders have pushed back. Team Dignitas are back now. Strandy only misses by 9 centimeters. He's getting a nice, trying to get a shot on Frantic at the hill. He only misses by 1 centimeter. It is getting close to Frantic, and I'll be scared in his position. Maybe Strandy's going to get even closer. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Frantic's moved position. Oh no, he's still here, and we've got 2 defenders pushing forward. Strandy's in a lot of trouble. Does take out 1. Garde is down, Frantic still left, and Frantic is now down.
Now all he needs to do is capture that pole or kill that defender, and there you go, 2 armor, and he just captures that pole. He's brought back an attacking round for his team. Could this be an epic recovery for Avant, or is Dignitas gonna answer that back now and bring another attacking round? Is Frantic gonna bring an attacking round for his team and can re-secure that extra attacking round lead? So we'll see what happens now. Got Frantic taking the right attack route. Like nice bits of pre-fire coming in from each of the Avant players. You see one of the defenders on that rail pad, so he's sort of not able to pre-fire with rockets, which puts a little bit less pressure. But the rail pad itself is quite a lot of pressure. So you see, he's just running around trying to inject. It was running around just trying to cause as much pressure as possible. And after he heard that rocket fire, that's when he came out, so he made sure he didn't come out before that rocket fire. And oh, Frantic taking 2 shots, he might very well just bring this attacking round back. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Inject just getting that double kill, man of that match. It was Inject there who just got like all three of those hits and caused quite a lot of problems for Frantic.
That's right, and Frantic did it was a really good decision to stand on top of the archway there, because he got such a height advantage on the defenders. The defenders didn't have any cover whatsoever. Slimps and Strandy, unfortunately, they couldn't really do very much about it. But Inject actually made the right decision, actually hide underneath the arch and pop out at the right time, and he did, and delivered a lovely double tap. And speaking of double tap from both players, Xeiom and Frantic,
lovely coordination.
Inject is out. So
just keeping that team communication, telling your teammates where the player is going to come, means that they can shoot a rocket to where the player is about to be, and that player will have even less time than normal to dodge those rockets. It becomes very difficult, often sometimes even impossible to dodge those rockets once you've committed to a direction and a coordinated team. Lovely shot there on that rail pad under, so they would have only been able to see feet. They would have only been able to see Koa's feet. And he managed to get a foot shot onto Inject. But unfortunately, his forward position stayed there a little bit too long. He took 2 shots, but he's recovered now, so it's 1 versus 1. One armor for Koa, but he's got a laser, so there we go. The 1 shot is all he needed to finish off Strandy. Go 9-5, they win this map, on to the next map.
I believe it's Rust, isn't it? I think the next map.
I believe second map is Rust in this.
Yeah,
this match series.
Something that we're already familiar with from the last map and many other streams that we've done.
Or is it Archways?
So,
I'm not sure.
They might change it, I don't know. It might be Archways, but I'm sure it's Rust.
If it's Rust, they'll just simply vote for the map change. It might very well be Archways. These servers have been set up pretty well, for the most part.
Okay.
Just during the warm-up period here, just making sure everybody's loaded in. People do load in at different rates, so
Okay,
see
so
the game
it
starting,
does look like
they're all
it.
happy for archways. We have seen archways already on the stream, so
Yeah.
I haven't actually got information on the map rotations, but these guys are more than well informed. So you got to know exactly what's going on with the tournament when you're in it. So we got Koa attacking here. We're just going to see the jump to the right. There's not too much variance between the right or the left attack here. It's all about dodging that pre-fire. And then the interesting stuff happens when they get further back in towards those defensive positions. So he's trying to, he's going a bit slower not to use his stamina up there, so he's trying to save the stamina potentially. Lovely shot on inject. So they've caused a lot. It's a lot of pressure now. Oh, double shot! He just shot through 2 players with that one laser. So that turned from what looked like 2 defenders possibly being able to defend to an instant win for Koa. So lovely play there.
Kawa must be very happy with that.
Yeah, I bet he's smiling, grinning in his chair. Oh, Garde defending from that tree. Just managed to get a rocket over there, so just excellent defensive rocket. Garde again with the rocket. So he's got lovely rockets coming from Garde, putting a lot of pressure on Inject, and Inject's just running around trying to get other players. He's not even looking at Garde, he wants the other teammates, and Garde's just going, well, if you're not looking at me, I'm going to hit you with some rockets. So you can see his change his focus to Garde a little bit, as he thought Garde was slightly more vulnerable than Frantic. So Frantic and Garde seem to be staying alive in the defensive rounds a little longer than Koa. But Koa did a lovely attack there, so there's certainly nothing to be ashamed of. When he's getting caught out in these positions, he's probably possibly in the more vulnerable of the defensive positions.
That
for
is
his
right,
team.
yeah.
So,
That middle position at the back, that sort of like, well, that L-shaped metal fences at the back of the platform is actually, I would personally think it would be the most vulnerable position. Mostly because you can get on top of the hill, make a jump, and then there's like no cover for you whatsoever unless you're in like a really hidden spot in it and you manage to hide. So Frantic did all sneak attack. He had 2 options to kill, and he actually managed to take out Slimps as well.
Slimp stayed there for a little bit too long. Like Frantic missed that shot. That was a perfect opportunity for Slimps to use some rockets and get behind cover. He stayed there too long, and Frantic's laser recharged, and he got that shot. So Frantic's taken another rocket, but he's not worrying too late. We're going to see another double kill with 1 laser now. It looks like he was going to potentially go for that. So jumping in the air, that was a death.
Not a good idea, but
Inject,
doesn't matter. At least you got a teammate like Shrandy to back you up in case you fail.
Shrandy picking back up after the... It's the daunting feeling of flying in the air, just floating in the air like a majestic elephant. You just... you know your time is up when you jump.
Majestic elephant.
Elephant. So, see some Slimps even trying to make a slightly different route. He stayed nearer the floor, which has not really given him the advantage of hitting these guys. Their targets are slightly smaller when they're higher up than you. But he's stayed more in cover in general, so he doesn't want to take any hits from the pre-fire. Lovely shot on Koa there, and that was answered with a shot from Frantic. So Frantic just hiding behind that little metallic fence, just constantly keeping the pressure up. Garde already on the pole, and lovely shot there. We saw Slimps get that shot on Garde, but it didn't really matter because he pushed forward too much, and he just made himself a little bit too vulnerable to the defenders. So.
That was a pretty excellent shot on Kawa, actually. I mean, Kawa using a different position, just hiding behind trees and hopefully using the stalks of the trunks of the trees to try and help cover, but never mind. Shrandy manages to, you know, finish him off and actually get a nice shot through the trees. And
so we saw Garde go up the right, which earlier we saw that work very well for him because Slimps didn't move fast enough, and then he just faked back onto the left because he thought Avant were all going to be looking to that attacker's right, and then he'd come around and catch them off guard again for a second catch off guard. So he's got Slimps there in that attack, just running around and just pushing these guys out of their position has meant that he's got that. So we've got one defender on that defender. We see Inject coming forward, trying to put as much pressure on Garde as possible. Garde answers that back with a laser. He's still got 3. He can just tank all these rockets now. You're not going to be able to stop him taking that pole. Not while you've got 3 health on the attacker, and you're almost guaranteed to miss at least one of your rockets, even if you've got a full 4 rockets in your defender.
That's right. It's not exactly easy to defend, especially when they got 3 armor. It's just so much pressure for you. If you're that last defender and you know you got to deliver 3 hits, it's like so difficult to make. Very unlucky for Shrandy actually taking a pre-fire hit in the tunnel.
So yeah, taking that pre-fire shot's really set him back now, and that's not what they need when they're going 1 for 4 to Dignitas. They really want this attacking round to get them back in this game, because they've already they've lost the previous map, so they really can't afford to lose another attacking round here. Really need to bring this. Shrandy really needs to jump back in this for his team. So he was looking for that same shot his teammate had on Koa earlier, and unfortunately it wasn't as free as it was for his teammate. We can see he got the shot on Koa. He's not got much time. He's got 6 seconds left. He could potentially capture the pole, but he just took a double shot in one go. He got 1 kill onto to Garde, and Frantic finished him off. So he wouldn't have been able to capture with the time that he had left after he took that shot anyway. So
that's right, and he did a really good effort, like hitting that little position where basically he got trapped by both defenders. I thought he wasn't going to get out of that position, and he luckily managed to dodge every rocket. I thought that was a defender on the left, but no, that was just the defenders pinging. In spectate mode, you can actually see the defenders ping.
Yeah, you can actually see that.
That's right, but when you're playing in attack, you don't see that ping, and I actually thought that was a defender.
Koa came out there for a nice shot. He stayed silent for a little bit of time, made them guess where he was, and then he came up, hopefully in the opportune moment, but unfortunately he didn't get that hit, so they're still going 3 for 3. He's now got very close, so the fire from these rockets is going to be very important. That's a very close shot there, almost got that one. You see, he's probably just going to go straight for the pole, taking the defender out, so nope, he's just going to shoot all 2 of the defenders and then capture with 3 armor on his side versus 1 defender, which, as I said earlier, is not a very favourable matchup.
That's right, and actually eliminating that first defender actually helps. Well, it's not just the first defender. You eliminate any defender whatsoever, you do get a slight increase of reload speed. I believe it's a 3rd
if you hit, yes.
Reload speed if you hit, and that helped a lot, and a little bit extra help from the run pad as well, which does increase your rate of fire as well. So using that, Kawa managed to successfully take another defender out and make that cap.
Inject taking some more pre-fire from Frantic now. He's trying to get that hit. Garde is even having to retreat all the way back down the hill into a non-favourable position because of the pressure Inject was putting on him, but fortunately Garde's teammates really came in. Koa and Frantic, putting on pressure with those rockets, managed to stop Inject. So it looks like we're, Frantic can take this attacking round now, and they win another defensive round. This could go 1-9 to Dignitas. We could see Dignitas taking this map and going 2-0 in the game, potentially qualifying then through to the rest of the series tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I do like Garpe's position on the far right there, because you might think it's a bad idea for a defense to have a position so far away, but once the attacker pushes on to that defender, he's got 2 defenders behind him, he can't see those pre-fired rockets, and that's how Kawa manages to take him out.
So you see Frantic really trying to focus on getting Inject out. He doesn't like him being there. He wants that left side of him to be free so that he can focus on the other guy. Trying to run across that place there. Didn't quite make the jump up. He's just going to go capture the pole, but unfortunately for him,
that's not going to happen, is it?
Shrandy did not allow that to happen. If you notice, all 3 of those hits were Shrandy, so he just saw him running through and went, no, this is my time to shine. So they take another defensive round, but they're still, Dignitas so far ahead now. It would have to be something crazy coming out of Avant to put them back into this game. They really need a few attack rounds. So Slims just cannot afford to lose this attack round.
That's right, and he's not happy about the pressure that is on him right now, and he's desperately trying to get a shot. One of these defenders, oh, and I really thought he was going to get a shot on at least one of them there.
A lot of rockets coming through from Dignitas. They hold their fire. They show themselves for a few seconds. They throw a few rockets out. So it means there's a constant stream of rockets. A lot of pressure. So got Slimp's almost taking that defender out. Now they just know that his laser was down, so they rushed him. Oh, we got Garde dead, so Frantic and 2 health. All he needs to do is either kill him or just capture this. So there we go, there's the attack round. Could this potentially be a comeback for Avant? I'm not sure, because we've only got 1 attack round for them, and Dignitas are racking up 3 attack rounds. So there's a strong lead by Dignitas at the moment. And Garde has been quite exceptional in his attack rounds. We'll see whether or not he can just secure another attack round for his team and keep this lead up to take the map.
So we go Garde now for his attack round, and he's pushing up in the middle here. Does take out Shrandy, who I'm not sure if he was actually aware where Garde was. Maybe it might have been a little fail on the communication side of things. Garde almost managed to take a shot and slips, but only barely missed by 16 centimeters. Not to worry, Garde's trying to get a little angle on the defender. He gets a nice shot and inject, and a lovely shot on Slimps as well while he was mid-air, bringing the attack score for Dignitas up to 4, and bringing the main match score to 3-8. Now all Dignitas have to do is just win this defending round against Shrandy, and basically they're through to the qualifier.
That's not what you want when you're on your the last round potentially, is to fall off just as you don't take that jump pad, not get through the archway you aim for, and then take a pre-fire shot as you come out of that cave. So it's not going so well for Garde. I think is just messing.
No, he's actually pre-firing the jump pad.
Pre-firing the jump pad, but it seemed so losing, because it was just fire going up here. No idea how he wasn't shot then. Shrandy got 2 shots. Is it potentially he's going to actually get an attack round here and keep his team in the game for another round potentially?
Oh my god,
that's just managed to sneak up on him then. So crazy how the Shrandy's managed to dodge so many shots, and he shot the hill. So, no. This is very close. Go on, do it. Oh, and unfortunately he was simply bounced off the pole for long enough. So there we go. We see Dignitas taking the map taking the game 2-0 against Avant. This doesn't leave Avant in a very good position for the qualifiers anymore, as they've lost 2 of their games. Their next match is Pyrogen, and we all know Pyrogen has been doing quite well over the course of most of this series. So
that's right.
So that's the end of the current coverage for the stream at the moment. We will be back at in about half an hour, 35 minutes at 1:30, depending on which region you're in. That'll be 2 or 3 o'clock, maybe even 4 if you're as far, if you're much further out. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You can come back in about 35 minutes to see Pyrogen versus Avant.